Chapter 1: The Silence in the Delivery Room. A birth that challenged every expectation. The year was 1982. In Melbourne, Australia, a young couple waited outside the delivery room with excitement. They had spent months dreaming about their first child. The baby's clothes were ready, and the room was filled with hope. But within seconds after the baby was born, silence. The doctor stopped smiling. The nurses looked at each other in disbelief. The newborn had no arms and no legs. Everyone wondered the same question. How will this child ever live? The parents were heartbroken. Tears filled their eyes, and no one had any answers. But in spite of their overwhelming fear and grief, they named him Nick Vujicic. Little did they know, this tiny baby would one day inspire millions around the world.
Chapter 2: Growing Up Different. Learning to believe when the world isn't ready. As Nick grew older, he noticed something different. Other children could run, play football, and ride bicycles, but he couldn't. Whenever he looked around, he felt the heavy sting of being different from everyone else. He asked his parents, "Why am I different?" His mother hugged him tightly, and his father encouraged him every single day. They never treated him as weak. Instead, they taught him to believe in himself, even though the world wasn't ready to accept him. Chapter 3: The Invisible Wounds. The Darkest Nights of the Soul. When Nick started school, life became even harder. Some children laughed at him. Others pointed fingers. Many refused to play with him. Every single day, he returned home carrying invisible wounds, not on his body, but in his heart. The words hurt more than anything, and sometimes he wished he could disappear. One night, Nick cried alone. He believed his life had no purpose. He thought his family would be happier without him. Those painful thoughts became so strong that he even considered ending his own life. But before giving up, he saw the tears in his mother's eyes. He realized his family loved him more than anything. That love became the tiny light that kept him alive.
Chapter 4: The Tiny Light. From Why Me to What Can I Do? One day, Nick heard an inspiring story about another person living with a disability. For the first time, he realized he wasn't alone. Instead of asking, "Why me?" he started asking, "What can I do with the life I have?" That simple change changed everything. He began learning to write, to swim, to type on a computer, and to speak confidently. Step by step, he was building a future no one thought was possible. He made a promise to himself. He would no longer let fear control his life. Every day, he practiced doing things many people thought were impossible. He learned to write using his small foot. Each small achievement became a victory. People who once felt sorry for him were now amazed by his determination. Nick discovered that true strength doesn't come from muscles. It comes from the mind and the heart.
Chapter 5: Finding His Voice. When a greatest weakness becomes a greatest strength. One day, a teacher invited Nick to speak in front of a small group of students. At first, he was nervous. What if they laugh? What if nobody listens? But he took a deep breath and began sharing his story. The room became silent. Students who had never understood his struggles began wiping tears from their eyes. For the first time in his life, Nick realized his greatest weakness had become his greatest strength. Word about Nick's inspiring speeches spread quickly. Soon, more schools invited him, then universities, then conferences. Every audience was different, but every message was the same. Your circumstances do not define your future. Nick wasn't just changing lives, he was giving people hope.
Chapter 6: A Global Message of Hope. A Spirit that Refused to Give Up. Nick's story crossed borders. He began receiving invitations from countries around the world. From Asia to Europe to America,
Millions wanted to hear the man who refused to give up. His disability was no longer the first thing people noticed. They noticed his courage, his smile, his faith, and his message of hope. Nick understood something powerful. His life wasn't just about surviving. It was about serving others. He founded Life Without Limbs, an organization dedicated to bringing hope to people facing life's greatest challenges. Through books, speeches, schools, hospitals, prisons, and churches, his message reached millions. The boy who once believed he had no future had become a symbol of courage across the world.
Chapter 7. Love and Family. True love sees the heart. Many people believed no one would ever love a man with such severe physical disabilities. They were wrong. Nick met Kanai Miyahara. She didn't see disability. She saw kindness, courage, and a beautiful heart. Their friendship became love, and soon they got married. The boy who once believed he would always be alone now had a loving family. His life became proof that true love sees the person, not the appearance. Nick's greatest dream wasn't fame. It was becoming a father. When he held his first child, tears filled his eyes. Years earlier, people had questioned whether he could even live independently. Now, he was holding his own son. Later, his family grew. His children learned that true strength is measured by love, not by physical ability. Every bedtime story, every smile, every family moment became another miracle in Nick's incredible journey.
Chapter 8. A limitless spirit. Your circumstances are not your destiny. Years passed, but Nick never stopped traveling. He spoke in schools, universities, prisons, hospitals, business conferences, and stadiums filled with thousands of people. His videos spread across the internet. Millions watched, millions shared, and millions believed again. His message was simple. If I can overcome my challenges, you can overcome yours. Today, Nick Vujicic has inspired millions across the globe. But when people ask him, what is your greatest achievement? The answer isn't money, fame, or success. His greatest achievement is helping someone believe that tomorrow can be better than today. One life changed can change the world. And that is the legacy Nick continues to build. Everyone has a struggle. Some are visible, some are hidden deep inside the heart. Nick's life was filled with challenges from the beginning, but he discovered an important truth. Pain can break a person, or it can build a person.